Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, ASAP. And today, man, we got one of the laughable shows for today. When you come across the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. I mean, if you're new to the channel, you just now coming across the platform, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share the video out. Make sure you like it. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. On this channel, we cover sports, hot topics, roundtable talk, and the marriage chronicles. I see everybody in the comments section. Hashtag salute. You know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. For today's show, man, let's get right off into it. Let's get right off into it. Well, in the recent, weeks leading up to the college football, kickoff when Colorado played TCU and Colorado upset TCU first game. John had a lot of his critics come out, and one of his critics, and he let it be known, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock has criticized Deion, rooted to the tune of everything that Deion does. Jason Whitlock finds fault in everything that goes wrong with the Colorado Buffaloes team. Jason Whitlock has always painted this narrative that it's Deion's fault. I've covered this story a long way this college football season of all the hate that Jason Whitlock has displayed toward Deion Sanders, wishing failures, even though Deion is being successful. I know Colorado was 4-6. They started off hot 3-0. They then lost 3-4 straight games. They took a bad loss to Stanford that I think is still haunting them. It's looming large because you was up 29-0 and you gave up that lead in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and lost that game in a double overtime. And Jason Whitlock has been letting Deion have it any which way he can. He goes on to his Fearless podcast and talks about a daily dose of Deion. And a lot of people has responded to some of the things that Jason Whitlock has said. Jason Whitlock has voiced his opinion about certain things. And it comes to a point where probably about 3 weeks ago, Deion had enough. Deion actually went to his social media and blocked Jason Whitlock from his social media and blocked him from Twitter X. Now karma has came back around. Now Jason Whitlock is begging and pleading for Deion Sanders to unblock him on Twitter, to face the music, to watch his podcast, take the constructive criticism, and keep it pushing. Jason Whitlock said, he's not at war with Deion Sanders. I guess a lot of people, saying that Jason Whitlock is coming for Deion. He's had it with Deion and calling Deion out of his name and things like that. But then you go in one statement and say you don't want war with Deion. I mean, there's other positive things and things going on in the world that you can respond to and talk about, but you give on your podcast every day to start your podcast off with your fire starter. You always talk about, I'm going to give you the daily dose of Deion. So any storyline that you can get, you're going to talk about. You even said it was Deion's fault that the kids got their personal belongings and their jewelry stolen from them when they played UCLA. Then you even made reference to it was Deion's fault that Travis Hunter, the two-way star, took that big hit against Colorado State. Then you even made reference of his sons being, these social media guys that just want attention. Then you made reference to, Shador with the watch things, called him an idiot, called him a clown. You try to buffoon all the Sanders families and slander their name. You even made reference to some of the things that Deion's coaching the way he's coaching and stuff, it's a clown show. You bringing all this stuff to Colorado. You got the rappers, the celebrities. You got Lil Wayne leading you out of the locker room. He's also questioning, what is that teaching the young men? I mean, you teaching these young men to go down the wrong path. I mean, he has took so much criticism from Jason Whitlock. And Deion, like I told y'all guys in a previous show that I covered, that Deion has had enough. And Deion said to Jason Whitlock, you don't want no smoke. And I told you guys that it's come to a point where when you start slandering a guy's name for no reason and he don't mention you, Deion just went straight to his social media and blocked Jason Whitlock, blocked him. Now, like I stated, Jason Whitlock is now begging Deion Sanders to unblock him from Twitter X to face the music. And this is what Jason Whitlock had to say on his own accord. I don't want no war with Deion Sanders. I would prefer that Deion unblock me from Twitter and watch this show. Instead of crawling up like a little baby, I would prefer him to take the constructive criticism and apply it to what he is doing as a coach. But he has no interest in that. Like most people have no interest in it because he doesn't want to do what's difficult. Jason Whitlock. So that right there goes to show that Jason Whitlock wants attention. He wants attention from Deion, and Deion is not giving him that attention. So Deion did what was necessary and blocked him off of Twitter. Because when you're filling up somebody's timeline, when you keep atting them at Deion Sanders, and you scrolling on your Twitter account, and you just see all these ats from Jason Whitlock that is slandering Deion Sanders' name, questioning his Christian beliefs, and trying to buffoon him, Deion wasn't going for it. Deion had enough. And like I told you guys, Deion has responded to Jason Whitlock. In some of his post-game press conferences, you read between the lines, some of his comments are directed toward Jason Whitlock without saying Jason Whitlock's name. Jason Whitlock's job is to stir up controversy, and he's done a great job. You guys, I've told you about the Stephen A. Smith, and then Stephen A. Smith had enough. Called him the fat bastard, went straight at him because of the fact that Jason Whitlock was going around trying to paint this narrative that he knew why Shannon Sharpe was let go from FS1 undisputed. He said he had all the HR files. He said, if they keep painting this narrative, I'm going to expose the both of them. But that never happened because Stephen A. Smith fired back first, called him the fat bastard, and really Jason Whitlock really didn't have nothing to say after that. So this notion of Jason Whitlock, begging Deion Sanders to unblock him on Twitter is crazy. Karma comes back. He said that the Colorado football program is a clown show. Deion shouldn't be in coaching. He don't know what he's doing. This is not pee-wee football. I mean, we can go on and on of the things that Jason Whitlock has said. But like I told you guys, Deion had enough and he kicked him up off of that social media. Now Jason Whitlock wants back in. He's begging Deion Sanders to unblock him. And he has went as far as going to his team to reach out to Deion Sanders' team and his PR people to let him back in on his Twitter, to tell Deion to unblock me. That's crazy. You do all this and you get blocked. Now you want back in. But hey, it is what it is. You get what's coming to you. Now you got to face the music. Now all that stuff that you atting at Deion, it's not going nowhere. It's not getting through. It's not getting through the airways because you're blocked. You've been blocked. So guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from everybody on what y'all think about Jason Whitlock begging Deion Sanders to unblock him from Twitter X. Y'all guys keep supporting the channel, man. Donate to the channel. The Cash App will be in there. Donate, small donation, man. That helps the channel grow to keep giving you these great, shows and these podcasts the way I do. But that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap, and we're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.